India, where religion is a way of life. One can choose from a pantheon of 33 crore gods. Our culture teaches tolerance and allows people personal expressions of devotion. But there is one God who stands out from these innumerable deities, the god of good luck and auspiciousness. Siddhidata, the giver of success. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. Ganesha, India's cutest god. The worship of Mahaganapati with this mantra is a humble submission of the true circumstance of oneself before the might of God's glory. The traditional annual worship of God in this role as the remover of all obstacles is known as Vinayaka Chaturthi or Ganesh Chaturthi. There is an interesting story behind Lord Ganesha joining the first family of the Hindu heavens. Once, Goddess Parvati created a young boy as a guardian to her while she bathed. When Lord Shiva returned home, he was surprised to see a stranger deny him access. Enraged, Shiva struck off the boy's head. Parvati broke down in utter grief on finding this out. To soothe her, Shiva sent out his Gana to fetch the head of any sleeping being who was facing the north. According to the Lord's command, all that the Ganas could find was a sleeping elephant. The Ganas brought back the elephant's head and Shiva attached it to the boy's body and restored him to life. Parvati was concerned that people would make fun of the boy with the elephant head. So Shiva declared that his son would be the first god to be worshipped by people undertaking any new venture, even before himself. The annual worship of Ganesha is celebrated with all pomp and glory in the states of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The festival celebrating the glory of Ganesha is so popular and huge that preparations begin months in advance. With a form so unique, he is an inspiration to artists who represent him in a variety of shapes and sizes. The markets light up with handiworks as people spend hours selecting new Ganeshas for their homes. Having bought the perfect idol, he is welcomed into the home by the whole family in an elaborate ritual. Once he enters home, he is worshipped for 10 days, the duration of the festival. The bigger idols can measure from about 10 to 30 meters in height. The artists compete with each other to make more magnificent and elegant idols. These are installed on specially decorated stages in temporary tents so that the whole community can come and participate in the worship here. Behind his unique form, behind each of his physical features, there is a special meaning. His large ears, like the winnow, sift the bad from the good and yet listen to all. Since it is also important for a leader to keep what he hears to himself, he has a large stomach. His large trunk senses out the smallest problem with sensitivity. The fourth hand's palm is always extended in a blessing to people. In his upper hands, he holds a hook and a noose for goading forward the lazy and pulling people along the right path. Ganesha is so loved by all. He has merged with our lives so completely that it is impossible to imagine life without him.
Before morning, we'll open the shop, we'll pray with Ganesha, because today's which this will coming there, that bad, this thing, sad, this thing will come. They remove all, and it will go nicely. My days, today's, so that's why we'll pray Ganesha.
Everybody knows that Ganesha is the king of all Ganas. So everybody do first preference to Ganesha Puja, thinking that he removes all the obstacles which comes to human beings' life.
He blends in everywhere, from the exotic to the mundane, enriching our lives with joy. During the festivities, it is considered inauspicious to look at the moon on the fourth day of the bright half of the lunar month. Like with all rituals, there is a charming story behind this belief. One evening, having stuffed himself, Ganesha decided to take a ride on Mushika the rat. Along the moonlit road, they chanced upon a large snake. Mushika got startled and bolted, throwing Ganesha off his back. Ganesha hit the ground so hard that his stomach burst open. Gathering up the remains of his self-esteem, he used the reptile as a belt and tied himself up together again. Howls of derision shattered the peaceful scene. It was the moon who had witnessed the whole incident with great relish. Ganesha lost his temper and ripped off one of his own tusks and hurled it at the moon. He added a curse that every so often the moon would lose its power of giving light. So to this day, people dread to look at the moon on Chauthi Chaturthi. The festival reaches its crescendo with the Visarjan, the immersion after days of worship. The idols, both big and small, to be immersed in the lakes, rivers and sea, resounding the chants Ganapati Bappa Moria, urging the Lord to return soon next year. The immersal of the idol is a symbolic ritual to see off the Lord on his journey towards his abode in Kailash, while taking away with him the misfortunes of people. The festival is over, but Ganesha continues to be loved and worshipped by people the year round. Rich, poor, humble, man, woman, youth, he appeals to everyone.